Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, spoke at conservative podcaster Charlie Kirk's funeral today, and it sounded more like a rally. Yeah, a political rally. Trump talked about Joe Biden. He said that Charlie's bigger now than he's ever been. He talked about him looking down on us and, being happy because of the size of the crowd that was gathered at the stadium. He made a point to say that they were in a stadium, not an arena. He talked about stopping crime in D.C. He said, now your wife can walk along. They took 1,500 criminals off the street. So there's no more crime in D.C. So don't expect any robberies, any RAPs. Don't expect any burglaries. And absolutely not. There will be no murders in D.C. For the rest of eternity, because Donald Trump has put an end to crime in D.C. and he's taking the show on the road. Chicago is up next. Yeah, he said he's coming for Chicago. He's going to clean that place up because they have a corrupt governor. He said the governor doesn't know what he's doing, and he's coming to Chicago to clean it up. He's going to do just like he did in D.C. He also talked about commentators, influencers, and others who greeted Charlie Kirk's death with Jubilee. Yeah, he said they know the names and they are coming to get y'all. Yeah, he said they're coming to get y'all, man, coming to get you. They know the names. It's going down. He said no side has a monopoly on power, thought, and speech. No side has a monopoly on power, thought, and speech. This as he uses his power to limit others' speech. Yeah, he talked about the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, and he said he's coming for the rest of y'all. So get ready. Ooh, boy, I know some of them coconuts gonna be dancing, 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 dun, dun, dun. Ooh, they gonna be dancing, boy. Ooh, don't get me messing, don't get me messing. So let me tell you a little bit of what Trump said verbatim at this rally. He was talking about going to speaking engagements with Charlie Kirk and it being dangerous, and how Charlie Kirk talked about he had threats on his life. He said there were bomb threats, pulled fire alarms, and countless rage-filled radicals who tried to shout him down. It was nasty. I used to say, Charlie, this is nasty stuff. You do it. At one event, police had to build barricades to protect students from angry mobs of thugs. Many of these people, by the way, are paid a lot of money to do this. They're agitators. They're paid agitators. Remember that when you see they all have the same beautifully printed sign. Every sign is identical. Comes out of a top-level print shop. That's not the signs that are made in somebody's basement. Those are paid for by very bad people. And hopefully we're going to be finding out through the DOJ who those people are. At another college event, Antifa terrorists shattered windows, threw rocks, and tried to storm the building where Charlie was speaking. It was a really bad one. Often dozens of police officers were needed to prevent left-wing violence, and the violence comes largely from the left. You don't want to hear that from too many people, do you? And virtually every day for years before he was murdered, Charlie received these horrible threats. People don't know. I used to talk to him about it. He said, I got some threats. He always felt that when they actually made the threat, they were not the ones to worry about. The ones to worry about, the ones that don't make the threats. I think you know what I mean. He knew the risk, but he and I shared a certain motto: never back down and never, ever surrender. Just don't surrender. Trump just couldn't help himself. Yeah, at a funeral, dude. Everybody that was stepping up was being reflective. They were all saying, hey man, enough of this violence. Let's agree to disagree. Let's move on. Let's find a good church home. You know, be good Christians. That type of thing. Like, let's practice what we preach. That type of thing. Trump get up there. Oh, I can't help it. I can't help it. I hate my enemies. Have you noticed that most of the people who say that they support Charlie Kirk are behaving in a manner that is greatly contrast to what he would have wanted? Even the whole empathy thing. Remember, Charlie Kirk said himself, I think empathy does a lot of damage. So what's up with all the empathy? I'm all for granting people who I love, who I support, their wishes or their wish in death. You know, y'all know how it goes. People say, well, that's what he would have wanted. You know, I don't think Charlie would have appreciated all of this empathy. And also, his wife said that he was a peaceful guy, even though he was inciting a lot of hate, yeah, and a lot of violence. His wife at least said he wasn't a violent person. So that brings me to what Donald Trump was saying about how the people who make the threats, they're usually not the ones who carry them out. His words was, he always felt that when they actually made the threat, they were not the ones to worry about. The ones to worry about, the ones that don't make the threats. Those are the ones you got to worry about. See, because you know the ones that make the threats oftentimes dog whistle. Trump makes a lot of threats, but you don't have to worry about Trump. You got to worry about his henchmen. You got to worry about Trump saying, go get him. Get him. Sick him. You did? So that's the hidden message right in front of your face. Like right in your face, that's the hidden message. The people who make the threats aren't the ones you have to worry about. You worry about the ones who don't make the threats. The ones who don't make the threats are the ones who are serious about actually carrying out those threats. If you look at American history, most of the people who did the talking never shot nobody, never swung on anybody. But the people who support them, yeah, they know how to incite. They know how to get them riled up to go out there and do something wild, to go out there and do something violent, you know, to blow up a church. You know, they know how to incite that type of stuff. Believe you me, those dudes who blew up that church in Alabama, they didn't just wake up one day and say, let's just go blow up the church. No, the politicians, family, the politicians and the activists are the ones, but mainly the politicians. Many of the activists are emboldened by politicians. They're emboldened by the speeches these guys make, their policies. When they make these policies and they get on that stage and they start pointing, they get on that camera and start pointing saying, hey, it ain't me, it's them, it's those people right there. That's your problem. And it enrages certain people who believe that this country belongs to them and them only. So they go out and they do what they do. And oftentimes they do it with impunity, because the very people who are dog whistling to them are the ones who pull strings to tap them on the wrist when they go too far. Every now and then they go too far. And they say, now we got to put him down because that just ain't gonna work. But these are different days. There are cowards with power who really don't have power because they're scared to use it. No more talk.